Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we got a new MAXACE model. This is the HERON, and it is a titanium crossbar knife. However, this is a very robust crossbar lock we're going to get into here in a second. And if you notice, it's got the, an interesting clip. We've seen this before on a few different knives, and it makes it so that, I know it looks like you're gonna put it like this in your pocket, but you're not. It does actually turn when you put it in your pocket. So it does sit still flat, just like if you were wearing it on a regular clip. However, it makes it to where it doesn't feel like there is a pocket clip on it. Like, I don't notice a clip whatsoever. And then you can see that it has a wave feature right here. So you have the ability to have it in your pocket and then grip the sides and pull it out and wave it completely open. Now that wave feature is also the stop pin in the open position. And you can see there's steel liners on the inside of there too. So it is titanium hitting steel, and then the crossbar lock is hardened steel. And you can see how they basically put a big thick steel barrel in there that I suppose in the future, if needed, not saying they're gonna do this or anything, but I imagine, if like it was something that, was over a long period of time, it starts getting up and down or whatever, you could probably just get a bigger barrel in there. Anyways, M390 blade. It is somewhat of a hybrid blade shape, a little bit of clip, a little bit of drop, a little bit of poon, but basically just a drop point with a little bit of a clip. And it has a stone washed finish. And then the titanium has a blasted and satin finish, which is cool. And I really like this pivot collar, or the pivot. On this side, it looks like it's just machined into the handle. And then you have the carbon fiber inlays. There is multiple different versions. Spots for tritium on both sides, because they also have the tritium spots here and on the pocket clip. You have a lanyard spot right there. And it is a very neutral handled knife, so you can hold it basically in any grip, any direction, and it's good. It has a great balance to it. It does have a little bit of weight, as MAXACE knives tend to do. And the ergonomics, I'm usually not a huge fan of thicker to thinner. I usually want to go thinner to thicker because it just feels better in the hand, but this is wide enough that this still feels really, really good in the hand. You have this jimping right here, and then the ramp from the wave feature that kind of locks you in. So you got like a nice little spot right there. You can pinch up nice and tight to the edge. So as far as use goes, great utility cuts, great slicing. You can cut straps, ropes, you can cut down on flat surfaces. You basically do everything. It's a slimmer knife while being big. So it's a big knife, but it's got some slimness to it to make it a little bit more wieldable, I should say. Now, the crossbar lock, these are steel, and this is big, as you can see. Like, they are nice and big, nice and grippy, very easy to get a grip on that. This is not uncomfortable down here in your palm. It is quite large, so if you have small hands, it might be a little bit more difficult, but they offered enough texturing that even if I don't have my palm hitting right there, I can easily grab it from the back and be just fine because of the texturing. So, I'm imagining more people with larger hands are probably going to like this a little bit more, but I don't think it's bad for people if you have smaller hands. I think it'll be just fine. Now, the crossbar, like I said, man, I thought, I was looking at it, I was like, man, this is big and robust. Look at this thing. The Omega springs are obviously very heavy duty. They're very big, very thick. I can just the looks of them through here, I can see these are heavy duty springs to some extent. And I'm pretty sure it's just regular Omega springs, just thicker. Now, the open position, you can see that barrel drop in behind the tang. And I thought, because looking at it, see how it's kind of crowned and rounded right there? I was thinking, like, man, I hope that's not like a slippery area for it. But I spine whacked the hell out of this thing, and it didn't budge. So this thing is bank vault solid. I do have a little tiny bit side to side, but that's probably just needing a little bit of an adjustment on the pivot. Bang, right there. So that's gone for sure. Yeah. Perfectly centered. Good thumb stud action. They are smaller though. So if you look, the thumb studs are kind of small, but they have nice texturing on them. They're very grippy and they are relatively easy to get to. Granted, I prefer bigger thumb studs, but with the chamfer right here and everything, you can kind of just slide your finger straight up the knife and you're catching. So it has also a satisfying action to it to some extent for, you know, a crossbar lock. The detent or the resistance in the closed position is pretty good. You know, you got to get past to right there so you can see how hard it slams back in. So that's the resistance you have opening it. And yeah, and then you can always reverse flick. Well, that was my fault. Reverse flick off of the wave feature, or what I prefer is just right off the thumb studs. Like I said, man, nice texturing in all the right areas. It really locks in. Very comfortable clip. And then the clip actually is nice and smooth in and out of the pocket. I like that MAXACE does, when they do these clips or this kind of style, I've had it on a couple different models, even if it is on the side, they have this cutout on the inside, you know, or just a cutout period, which leads to a lot less tension. So it allows it, and it's so long that it allows it to have plenty of spring, which I really prefer, because then it's nice and smooth and out of the pocket. You don't have to worry about it catching or anything. The wave feature, pulling it out of the pocket, it catches really nice. It's a great wave. Since it's long and slim, it's really easy to snap it out and get it, you know, into action. And then because the handle is the way it is, when you do snap it open, it's really easy to pick what grip you want. If you want to hurry up and get it in a reverse grip, you can. Forward grip, whatever, it allows it. All in all, really cool knife. I do like this one. I love what MAXACE does. Now, that doesn't mean everything is my style. It doesn't mean I love everything they do, nor anybody else, right? They do so much extreme, while also doing very, very high quality, high-end knives, and then also all the way down to more affordable knives. But because they're willing to push the limits and do the weird, do the crazy, do the interesting, I respect it. I respect it and I like it. And I love that I have so many MAXACE knives. I have a ton of MAXACEs because they're damn awesome, man. When somebody comes and checks out your collection, if you have a collection of MAXACE knives, you basically have an arsenal of stuff for knife guys because they're all interesting in their own way. Yeah, I like this one. I like this one quite a bit. You know, I like the slim profile. I like the pokiness. I love how easy to use it is. And, you know, it has a good look to it. A little bit futuristic at the same time while also, you know, not being too wild and too out there. Yeah, all in all, man, I think it's pretty damn cool. Let me know what you guys think. There is not a lot of milling in the inside, so you do have, it is hefty, like I said, but I don't mind that at all. It's very robust, so this is definitely one I'm not in fear of folding on me. And, you know, I don't have any guard, so if it did fold on me, it would go to my fingers, but I am not worried about it with this one. It is bank vault solid. So there you guys go. I don't have many negatives. The only thing I can really say is, and you know what? The plunge grind is actually good. They started here, it ended here. You have all of that life to sharpen off. So good job on the plunge grind, really good job. Love to see that because this is robust. It's slicey enough that it'll be just fine. Ooh, nice sharp edge, especially if you put a low edge angle on it, it's gonna slice great, but it's robust enough that it ain't gonna chip. The only real negatives I have is, you know, and it's not even my negative, but maybe somebody would complain about it being heavy, but to me, I don't really care about that. Thumb studs are a little small. They could be a little bit bigger. And yeah, that's basically it, man. This has a little bit of rock back and forth, but I bet, because if you look, it's got the screw heads, I bet I could tighten that up. Anyways, not that big of a deal. There you guys go. Work hard, stay tough. Till next time, peace.